morning. Rise and grind, sunshines. We at the top of the AM. I'm out here, walking the dog. I want y'all to see my beautiful bully before we start. He over there. Bully! Come here, boy. Yeah, that's my baby. That's my fifth son right here. Yeah, he out here taking shits and pisses and shits and shits and pisses. Yeah. So while he's doing that, I wanted to have a conversation about, you know, Diddy's rant. I know I look a little crazy on Tulsa. Like, he was real inspirational. Like, I'm kind of glad I'm seeing this side of Diddy because I feel like he's been quiet for some time now, for a little while now. I really feel like he's been really quiet. You know, he's in this love movement, and I get it. I get it because that's the highest vibration anybody could be on is that love vibration. I'm on that type of time too, but yesterday and the day before yesterday with the Tulsa memorial, remembering Tulsa and what that whole thing is. And then, like, I'm sitting here really reflecting on what we're actually going through right now as a people, you know, and with the vaccine and all that stuff. I really feel like right now we're currently under a medical Jim Crow. You're starting to see major news outlets starting to segregate the people again. Now, to my understanding, when Trump was in office, wasn't that something that we was fighting against? A country, nations, people, cultures, different things like that being divided. Wasn't that what we were up against? And then now you have this anti-hate, which granted, as a human, Chacha Mystique, as a human, me, I don't want nobody to be hated on or abused or subjected to any kind of violence, especially due to superficial shit like skin color or race or something like that. So I am on that side of against hate, but at the same time, when you really look at it, is it real? Is that something that we're really going through? Or is this false narrative to support a group that's a part of the invested control elite? You really got to ask yourself that question. You know? They got all these bills and legislations and stuff being signed currently to protect their interests. Yet, when we had the other president in office, the person who was so-called a part or the real culprit of the people's divide, we had the platinum plan on the table. Everybody now is talking about, well, what about these Jim Crow and anti-lynching bills and all this other stuff? But then we have the platinum plan in play. Not only that, we had other things, the black agenda, Ice Cube's black agenda, where it separated the African American and indigenous black man at the Western Hemisphere, and separated us from all these other groups that call themselves people of color, that get catered to and get justice. So this way we can have an opportunity to have our own justice. What happened? Now we're sitting here at the anniversary of Tulsa, and now we're showing because I'm looking at a lot of the hate, Asian hate, that be in these comment sections from people and so-called fake artists that claim they hip hop like China Mac. Yeah, I'm calling out China Mac, perpetuating the fraud of that false narrative. And then you see his little disciples feeding into it, talking about, oh, well, let's not do the oppression Olympics, and, let's not, do all this other stuff. But at the same time, you in a country where we are indigenous too. See, the difference between us and y'all is y'all chose to be here. We're stolen goods. And even with all of that, we did pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. But who bombs Chinatown? Or Asian Town? Or whatever kind of Asian you are? Who bombs those neighborhoods? Who redlines y'all and tell y'all that y'all cannot move into certain communities? So that's why it was funny to me when y'all was saying, oh, black people are oppressing y'all. What systems do we have in place to oppress y'all? What neighborhoods we tell you can't move into? What business loans do we deny you for? Or from? Or whatever. Let me light my little joint. I come here to smoke a vibe. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, what neighborhoods we keep you out of? What business loans we deny you? What neighborhoods we bomb of yours because you picked yourselves up out of your bootstraps? I mean, from where I stand, it seems like you get all these benefits from the government without even having to break a sweat. Because you're seeking refuge or whatever it is the reasoning that you're coming over here. So I'm saying it's the same. Shout out to Diddy for doing his rant, saying that it's wartime. Because honestly, even with the vaccination, anti-vax, you got the media trying to separate the people. I look at it as opportunity. The places that they try to keep us out of, those are the places that we built to accommodate us. Since this new Jim Crow, medical Jim Crow 2.0 and all this other stuff. They showing you who you are. Y'all electric slided to the voting polls, and this is what we got. We gotta wake up, people. Matter of fact, the people who suffer from Stockholm Syndrome, stay where you at. But please don't interfere with the opportunities we're about to create for ourselves. This should also show you how all that other shit is propaganda and bullshit. And those of you that feed into it, I mean, if you don't see it now, you will never see it. And from my understanding, you just in the way. Don't make it harder for us. You're already a part of the problem. Okay. Stay over there with that bullshit and watch us rise. Shout out to all the underdogs. Shout out to all the people that's actually making it happen within their communities, within their brands, within their perspectives and opinions. Shout out to all the so-called conspiracy theorists, because everything we've been talking about is coming to pass. And if they don't want to admit it, that's just their pride. Their pride is not letting them admit the truth, because they knew all along. They just didn't believe it because it was coming from their own. That's that self-hatred.